So, as much as I can figure out, this is a TH45. It's a 10-inch Atlas lathe. And it suffers from, let me jump down here real quick. And it suffers from kind of a common occurrence. I can't figure that out. Well, welcome to being a tourist town next to the ocean where everybody likes salt water, and Zomek, not so much. All right. So I got my headstock a little bit apart on this. Completely fucked up. I mean, completely befuggered. Okay. Why I know that? It's because this is the other end, and yep. Y'all want to move to these coastal towns, maybe you should rethink life. I'll tell you that much. Some people called this like Zomek rot or some sort of disease in some of the sites I've been on. No, this has to do with not taking care of crap, letting stuff get wet, being near a saltwater area, and yeah, because I nearly didn't drive myself crazy enough. That's a spindle, and that spindle's seen some heat, so I'm going to say, because you can see where the heat was, she'd never seen oil in her serviceability. She came with some nice stuff. She came with a tool post, a turret, I mean. She came with a back plate. She came with a chock. There's the other part of the tool post. These Zomek gears, I'm trying to heat them up with a light and let them soak up some oil and try to get the spacers and the bosses out. Oh god, the skirt. Oh god. Wait till you see this. Yeah, huh? This should be like a round piece, you think? Maybe like a piece goes through here, yeah? Maybe, possibly. The half nut in decent shape. She was a production machine. She came with this. It's got stops and it goes back and forth and does its thing. She came with collets. She came with a quick collet. And she came with some soft jaw collets and a God knows what. God knows what that is. I don't know. And a homemade Morse taper attachment. But because we were speaking earlier of the 101, little 6-inch here, I told you all that I had taken the nut and the backing plate, which I've already lost because that's pretty much how much it pissed me off. So I turned this centered, and then I took the backing plate on the original jaws, and I put some grub screws in her. And you know what? I let her run, and she loosened up. And then the next thing I did was I put some thread lock in there, tightened her back down, got her back to where she was in 5 thousandths. I had about 5 thousandths run out. And you know what? No matter what I did, it loosened up. So I went to littlemachineshop.com, bought myself a backing plate, Grabbed this set of jaws off. If you didn't know I had it. Over here, I got a Spectralite machine, which is basically I can't remember who made those. I know a guy who was like, he started these stupid little machines too, and I can't think of the name of them. Design Machine in Rhode Island. The guy started these little hookies. Back in the day, this guy, he was the man. So I took the chuck off that, and we're going to take this backing plate, and we're going to turn it down to that chuck, because I know this chuck is a decent chuck. But before I got to that, this Atlas came into my, unfortunately, hands. And the bull gear I showed you, it's all chewed up, eaten up, and pretty much every gear is like that. So right now I'm trying to figure out if she's worth saving. But I think I just basically bought a boat anchor. Because I like to make myself crazy. And yeah. But I love Timken bearings. Let me tell you, this is a good example of lubrication. Timken bearings are just a phenomenal bearing. They use these in aviation, and I've never seen one go bad unless you run into a Timken Bauer bearing, and then you run into some problems. But, dude, seriously, oil. You know what? Any lubrication is better than no lubrication. Let's have at it. And this whole machine has been ridden hard and put away wet. Let me show you a good example of ridden hard and put away wet. So these older Atlases, obviously it's not a hole here, but it's a common break with a Zomek. Well, me being a hacksmith, I had this pulley kicking around. Okay, you see that recess? That fits, except for paint, about perfect in that pulley. So I'm trying to think of a way to get this cast iron pulley married to this Zomek pulley. And anybody who knows anything about Zomek knows you can't braze this in any way, because Zomek will, and it's got a lower melting point than aluminum, so you're not going to go to Harbor Freight and get some aluminum rods and hook yourselves up. Just not going to happen. And it comes with the original Atlas motor. So, yeah, tune in next time. Same bat channel. Same bat time. Oh, real quick, I got something to show you. My machinist friend needed some HDPE. So that's what we do with our friends, right? We bust them up. Yeah, you can have those two pieces. I'll hook you up. Don't worry about that now. But you know what? I'm going to make sure he's at lunch, and I'm going to drop those off. Because, yeah, that's the way. That's how friends are. Hey, what are friends for, right? All right. God bless you all. Take care of each other. And God forbid, if I ever talk about buying another lathe, punch me in the head.